and welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. Tonight we are having another educator from different part of the world. Tonight our guest is from Turkey and he's an English language teacher, Alper Duran. When he comes, we are going to start our live session with Alper Hocam. I'm waiting for him to join here and send me a request, and there are a lot of topics to discuss with him tonight. Waiting for him to join. Let me invite her to join. Yes, he's here. Hello, Alper Hocam. If you sent me a request to join, I can accept it, then we can start. All right, let me accept it. Okay. Waiting for you to join. Just a moment, Alper Hocam. I'll send you another request, then you will.
I think I'm in.
Yes, you are here.
Mhm.
It's great to see you, Alper Hocam. Just a moment, I'm trying to arrange this. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so Alper Hocam, welcome to our teacher talk sessions, and it's great to have you here. And before starting our live sessions, I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation for teacher talks and being our guest tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for your good thoughts, Volkanuja. It's
Okay,
a pleasure to be here.
wonderful to hear that, Alper Hocam. Okay, I know you know that we, as an language teachers, we are very busy, and I'm sure that you are also very busy. So, if you're ready, can we start?
Sure, in time.
Okay, I know about you, Alper Hocam, but maybe our guest would like to know about you. So, can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too?
And of course, my name is Alper. I'm a passionate English language teacher, and I live in Istanbul. I graduated from Boğaziçi University's Foreign Language Education Department, and also I pursued a master's degree at Bahçeşehir University in Educational Technologies field. And I've
Mm-hmm.
been teaching English for almost a decade now, and I work at high school, at a private school in Istanbul.
Okay, wonderful. So my next question is again about your background. So what was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
Actually, I would say that I had two major turning points in my life. The first one was, of course, during my undergraduate studies at Boğaziçi. It was there that I shifted from seeing English as a way of grammar, as a set of grammar, to a means of communication. And also, while I was doing my master's at Bahçeşehir University, I realized that technology was going to play a key role in language
Mhm.
education. And with the enhancements and advancements in AI recently, we've come to see these big changes in the field of education. Also, it opened my eyes how technology could be powerful ally in the classroom. And almost almost every English teacher, I think, uses technological devices from
Well,
online quiz tools to Web 3.0 and also generated artificial intelligence tools in their classroom environment, at least to create materials and to do assessment and evaluation. That's why using technology uh, is another major turning point in my teaching career.
that's wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Alper. And you've been teaching for a long time. Did you tell how long have you been teaching? How long have you been teaching?
I started teaching as soon as I graduated from university, which is in 2017. So I can say that I've been teaching for almost a decade.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so you've been teaching for a long time, and during this time, probably you have tried different, strategies, methodologies, of course, and techniques in your lessons, and you try to teach by using them in the language to your students, or maybe try to teach this to your fellow teachers. So, and probably you have a kind of a philosophy of teaching. So, what is your philosophy of teaching?
And my philosophy is fundamentally student-centered and communicative. I believe the classroom should be a safe, supportive space where students feel empowered to take risks and make mistakes. Because the greatest problem among students in Turkey is that they're afraid of making mistakes.
Yes,
They're afraid of being fooled by their classmates. But this is an
exactly.
essential part of learning. And also, furthermore, I'm a strong advocate for differentiation because every student learns at a different pace. So you need to adapt your teaching materials and classroom environment accordingly, uh, and also you should adapt yourself according to the needs of your students. Otherwise, you may lose some students during the teaching. My
Mm-hmm.
philosophy has been like no child or no student left behind throughout my teaching career.
I see. I see.
I can't say that I have achieved this ambition 100%, but at least I have tried to do my best.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your philosophy with us, Hojam. And as an educator in our life, you know that we have a lot of stories. Sometimes, of course, we have good stories, and sometimes bad ones, of course, we have. And also, we have some bad sorry, failed ones. And of course, we have some success stories. And we always talk about good stories and sometimes our failed ones or success ones. But my question is about your success story. So, can you tell us? The one or maybe two success stories of yours. And especially, we would like to hear something inspirational if you have for us.
Yeah, of course. And fail, I take fail as an acronym which stands for first attempt in learning. That's why failure is an important lesson if we take necessary lessons from that. So once I had a student, low achievement student in my classroom who was afraid of talking, who was afraid of expressing himself, and who could barely speak during the lessons. And
Mhm.
instead of forcing that student, I focused on creating low pressure activities and collaborative online whiteboards, short written responses for that student. And he started to improve his English slowly and gradually. But the real turning point came at the end of the year. In May, I asked my students to prepare a project, documentary project, as part of their yearly projects. And this student took part as a role as a narrator in that documentary project. So it was like a failure, from failure to success moments in my life. So I could say that that student could barely speak and could cry behind the doors, and then seeing that students like narrating a documentary at the end of the year has been one of my greatest achievements as a teacher, of course. Yeah, I could say that.
I see. That's a good story about it, and thank you for sharing it with us, Hojam.
You're
And
welcome.
Hojam, I know that you have a kind of a you have an Instagram page, which is My English Mate, but which is not active a lot
Yeah.
these days. You mentioned this, so but it's still they exist, and sometimes you use it. But what is this My English Mate Instagram page, and what actually your purpose with this account? And so, do you have any good plans with this account, and will you, to make it active again, or it will stay stand like that?
Actually, we started this My Language Mate account as a social media project to create and raise awareness in people by making funny videos and short videos to teach English. Of course, we have never claimed that our page is going to teach learners English 100%, which is impossible. However, uh, our our primary aim was to get students for tutoring indeed. Somehow we've collaborated with other accounts and other people, for example, BookieTalk. And BookieTalk uh, was one of our partners. We created videos, we created reels, and we recorded videos with my colleague from Istinye University at that time. Then, yes, I left Istinye University to work at some other institution. Then, we couldn't match and align our times. That's why, we couldn't come together and we couldn't record more videos. And actually, we didn't have the energy to produce, content because we were busy and I'm still busy. And I didn't know that, and I realized that that page wasn't paid off. The effort I made for it. That's
I
why
see.
I decided to give a break. Maybe in the future I can revive the page again, but uh, it's not in my short-term or mid-term plans.
I see. I got it. I got it. Okay. So thank you very much for telling about your page here. Okay, Alperjam, you know that uh, teachers, as a teachers, we always have our, the dream classroom. We
Mm.
always, when we go to the classrooms, or the first day when we go to the classroom, we always think about the classroom, what we're gonna see, or we always have in your mind a dream classroom. I have a dream classroom like that. I have a dream classroom like this, and my question is about dream classroom. Of course, you've got the point that if you could design, all right, a
Mhm.
dream classroom with unlimited resources, what would it look like for you?
Good question, Jem. Let me think about it. First of all, my dream classroom would be full of technological equipments and devices,
Yeah.
and also enough space for each student. And because there are too many students in Turkey's classrooms for as a language class, that's why we have to chunk our lesson into minutes to give and spare time for each student, which is sometimes impossible.
Mhm.
So my dream classroom would be like flexible, dynamic learning hub. Okay, it will have modular furniture like standing desk, comfortable seating area, and collaborative pods. There could be rearranged easily for different purposes, and also technologically.
Mhm.
It will feature a high quality, as I mentioned before, high quality interactive smartboard, a set of VRs or AR headsets for immersive experiences like virtual field trips, and also a dedicated podcasting and video production station, and a one-to-one device program.
Mhm.
I
I
think
see.
it could also have a cozy environment, but the most important thing I would pay attention to is the number of students in that classroom.
I see.
Because the number of students, in my perspective, shouldn't exceed the limit of 8 or 10 maximum. But
I see.
unfortunately, even in some private schools, even in most private schools in Turkey, average number of classrooms are 20, 20 to 25 students, which makes learning and teaching difficult for me.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your dream classroom with us. And I hope in the future you have your dream classroom.
If I open a school one day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why not? I hope you do. Don't forget to invite me. Okay.
I'll invite you as well one
Okay,
day.
wonderful. You know, Alperajam, there is a really important term that we, especially the teachers, they talk to each other always, the well-being, you know, that which is really important for all of us, and we need it. And especially these days, I don't think so. Lots of teachers, have got a great well-being because of lots of, the huge of a lot of works things and other problems, of course. But
Mhm,
what I'm gonna
mhm.
ask you about that, we have also some habits to control this well-being. So, as an experienced one, what's one small daily habit you think helps educators protect their own well-being?
Well, I think well-being depends from educator to educator. But for me, I try to listen to music or podcast on my way back home, and
Hmm.
also I try to go to the gym regularly, which I never do, but I try to do as much as I can. And also, I watch sometimes trash videos. I watch some TV series on digital platforms, and yeah, and I read a book to refresh my mind, and I meditate like breathing exercises at home.
I see, which is
Yeah,
good.
and then I take a shower. I'm refreshed. So this is well-being is really important because I try to leave the burden of the work at work. I try not to take anything psychologically, mentally, physically to home. I try to keep a line between my
Hmm.
professional life and personal life. This is one important distinction to have a well-being because if you if you continue to work at home, you feel overwhelmed and you're burnout. So if you feel burnout and this is a hidden and continuous depression begins.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank
To
you very
make it
much.
clear,
That's like, mm-hmm.
this is the first point in the well-being coach. You have to make a clear distinction between your professional life and personal life.
I
You should
see.
spare time for your friends. You should spare time for leisure activities. You can meditate. You can go to the gym. You can go for a walk. You can go swimming, read a book, watch a movie, or listen to music. But you need to clear your mind somehow at the end of the day before you sleep.
Yeah, I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alperajam. You know, as you know that AI, let's move to another question, which is AR, artificial intelligence, is very popular, especially nowadays, or maybe a couple years, so far. It's really popular and it's in everywhere, in, I don't know, in education, in other parts of the job, and everywhere we can see AI. So and especially it helps us a lot in our career, in our education life. And you know that educators, they have lots of work to do. Sometimes people say that, oh, what are you doing there? You're just teaching. So they think that teaching is very easy, but it's not. We have a lot to do except AI, apart from the teaching. So what I'm gonna ask you
Mhm.
that, you know that AI is fantastic thing for all of us if we use it
Mhm.
properly. So if AI could take over one boring task in education to free teachers' time, which task would you give it to do?
I would definitely give it grading writing assignments of my students because handwriting of most students are terrible. So I don't want to lose the health of my
I
eyes.
agree.
That's why I will just assign the AI to grade writing tasks and also creating an assessment material like
Hmm.
a worksheet, like a quiz, okay, like an exam question given the objectives. So if you write appropriate prompts, clear instructions with the objectives, AI can generate anything for you. Okay, But the most boring task would be, of course, grading the writing part. I mean, I don't like even in online writing because most of the students have started to use AI in their writing assignments or assignments in general. That's why uh, first thing you need to do is to um, decide whether it's AI generated or human generated. Then you need to use a rubric to grade that essay if it is human generated completely. That's why grading writing is a great, huge burden for me. I would just delegate that task to the AI.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hojam. You know, we were talking about that the teachers, they have lots of work to do. You know, it's really a problem for all of us. And as a teachers, we teach, but also we want to improve ourselves as a the person professionally. But it's not easy for us, I think, to do this with lots
Mhm.
of work to do. So, as an experienced one again, is it possible to develop professionally when you have a lot of work to do, like us?
Actually, it is not only possible, but also it is necessary. It's a must, especially in today's environment, today's world. It's every teacher needs to update and upgrade themselves in order to be eligible, stay eligible for working.
Hmm.
Lifelong learning should be a lifestyle for us as educators. That's why it's always possible. I mean, just think about screen time we spend on social media, scrolling down reels, videos, or surfing on Twitter, Instagram, etc., texting, WhatsApp messages, watching movies, TV series, or YouTube videos. So we can always find time to improve ourselves as we came across at Sabancı University's vocabulary teaching course with you. So educators can always find time to improve, and they should find time to improve themselves because professional development is a must in today's
Exactly.
life. Yeah, it's a must, and also. With the advancements in internet technology, we have smartphones, we have iPads, tablets, or laptops, etc., where we can where we can access internet and numerous, limitless digital resources.
I
We have a
agree.
lot of portals such as Coursera, edX, and Udemy, and also some universities offer free course programs such as Harvard University, Stanford, Yale, or IBM even. Even Google can give free degree certificate programs. So they are asynchronous sources. Okay, you can learn them at your own pace, own level, and of course it depends on your career as well, you know.
I
For
see.
example, if you wanna pursue a career in the IB education or advanced place of AP education, so you should take the relevant courses accordingly.
Hmm.
Okay, if you want to pursue an academic career, you should pursue a PhD degree while working at the same time.
I see. Hmm.
That's why it's not possible. It must be possible.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hojam. So, let's move to another. Thank you very much, by the way, for all your ideas about it. You are working in education for a long time. Actually, you've been working in education, the
Mhm,
area.
mhm.
So, and maybe before choosing this job, I mean, like being a teacher, and so maybe you were thinking different jobs to do in your mind, and so you do this now, right now. So my question is about this: if you weren't working in education, okay, what completely different job would you try just for fun?
Okay. While I was at university, I learned Spanish as my second foreign language. When I graduated from university, my Spanish level was B2.1 almost. The reason why I learned Spanish was that I wanted to become a TV presenter or correspondent.
Nice.
Yeah, of course. I went to CNN Turk and NTV Sport for doing internship, pre-internship. So I had contacts with people there, but then I didn't want to take a risk, and I decided to pursue my career in education. So if I weren't teaching or if I weren't working in education, I would do this media person, media job,
Yeah.
such as sports media, particularly. Uh, or I would be like simultaneous translator in the foreign news of a newspaper or media channel.
Nice. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much that to hear it. Thank you, John. Okay, so you are very busy as an in teaching career. So what are you doing for your job right now? Are you doing anything special? And do you have any projects that you haven't, tell us, and maybe you would like to share it as a surprise, something for us?
Yeah, I mean, I cannot say a particular thing about my teaching, but I ran the Model United Nations Club at my school, at my institution. So we prepare
Wonderful.
our students for debates and events organized by other schools and other institutions. So Model United Nations gives a student gives students an opportunity to speak and express themselves clearly on global issues, political issues, ecological and economic issues. Yeah, I run this Model United Nations Club at my institution, and we're planning to attend conferences both in Turkey and abroad this year with my colleagues, of course. I can say that, yeah, currently I'm running this Model United Nations Club. And as part of my professional life, I'm planning to give a workshop or presentation at Robert College in 2 weeks, I think. Yes, my topic is going
Great.
to be differentiation. It's ATC. I don't know if you ever heard of it or not. ATC, Autumn Teachers, something like the conference, Autumn Teachers Conference. It was held by prestigious schools like Enka, Robert College, etc. So
Wonderful.
I'm preparing for that workshop and presentation as well. And yeah, I'm taking the Sabancı University's vocabulary teaching course. That's it.
I see.
That's what I'm doing currently.
Good luck for your presentation there. I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alper Hocam, in our life, we all have role models,
Mm.
or we have a lot of people that inspire us in our life. And I'm sure that you also have, I think. So what about you? Who is or are your role models, or who inspires you, or do you have a people that inspire you?
Yeah, of course, a lot of people has shaped my philosophy and my character as a teacher and as a person. As a person, my role model is and will always be the founder of Turkey, Atatürk. So he has been my role model, and I mean I can truly say that. And as a teacher in my teaching career, my high school English teacher was my role model. We still talk to each other. We still have a good relationship and connection. And also in terms of academia, Sir Ken Robinson, I can
Ah,
say maybe yeah, maybe. Crasher, I can say. So, and his advocacy, for creativity in education, Mr. Ken Robinson. His ideas fundamentally challenge us to rethink, okay, the purpose of school. And because most of the schools are based on 19th and 20th century industrial revolution.
mm-hmm.
So we need to adapt and update the concept of schooling because most of the students see schools as a prison they want to escape. They don't want to join lessons, they don't want to do any homework, they don't want to come back from holiday. So we should change this concept, especially getting up early, starting the lessons early, and having like so many hours, numbers of lessons during a week, and bombarding students with a lot of assignments, tasks, and asking them to focus and concentrate during that 40-minute period for in every lesson throughout the week and day, which is impossible. So we shouldn't ignore their needs as well. In that respect, Sir Ken Robinson has uh, has changed the concept of schooling. So may he rest in peace. I can take him as a role model in
I
my
see. Mhm. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alper Hocam. All right. So what I'm gonna ask you is something interesting, and I really wonder if you have it. We read books, we watch movies, or maybe shows in our life. And as a teacher or educator, let's say, when we read, when we watch, or when we listen, we always actually would take the good part of the things that we do. Or if we see or the hear, listen or read, if we see something useful or very interesting that we can use in our classrooms, we always take it. When you think about this, do you have a book, a movie, or a show that unexpectedly influenced the way you teach or research or the things you do?
Yes, my attitude towards teaching as a student actually was heavily shaped by Hababam Sınıf and Mahmut Hoca character
I see.
previously. Yeah, but later on I can say that Poet Society, Robin Williams, literature teacher, it has been very influential in my teaching. Uh, uh, Thank you, Kian. So, Robin Williams, that Poet Society. I mean, that role was an inspiration to me. And what else I can say? The film Arrival. It's a science fiction, but it's about the power of language uh, to shape thought and perception. The Arrival. I don't know if you watched it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it reinforced my teaching. These movies reinforced my teaching. A language isn't just about teaching vocabulary and grammar. Okay? It's about giving students a new lens through which they would see the world. Okay, and also that post society has changed and shaped has shaped my attitudes towards the Robin Williams movie. Yes, I can count these movies because they inspired me to incorporate more intercultural and critical thinking and empathizing more with my students. Because, being an authoritarian and authoritative teacher doesn't create a comfortable environment for students.
Mm-hmm.
Students feel anxious, students feel scared, students don't want to join or uh, talk in the classroom if you become an authoritative teacher. That's why, in that respect, Robin Williams' character has shaped my attitudes towards my students, and the movie Arrival has shaped my philosophy as a teacher and my
I see.
approach and my view of language teaching. I started to be with not only vocabulary and grammar teaching, but also a lens through which my students, could see the real world or broaden their perspectives,
I see.
uh, open themselves, sail to other cultures.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam, for sharing them with us here. Okay, so the time flies, and now I'm gonna ask you, just a couple more questions, Alper Hocam. So you know that in our life there are moments, especially we face some difficult moments, challenging moments, and when that time comes, if we cannot solve it or to find a solution for that moment, sometimes we think on our own, oh, I wish I could have kind of a superpower to use, all right? So and we find if we have it, then we can fix that problem with the superpower. But when you think about this in education part, if we could have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
Yes, let me think about it. I think it would be the ability to instantly visualize a student's specific point of confusion. Because I don't know if you're familiar with instructional design or not. There is an ADDIE model in instructional design. ADDIE model is analyze, design,
Yeah,
develop,
I see.
implement, and evaluate. So
Mm-hmm.
first step is to analyze. Analyze students' needs, analyze students' background knowledge, analyze students' goals. So if I had a superpower, I would use it to analyze and understand my students' needs instantly and their confusion during my teaching. Uh, Not just to know that they don't understand, but to see the exact misconception, the faulty connection.
I see. Mm-hmm.
Because analyzing is, I think, the first and major step in teaching, because you need to know what to teach and how to teach according to the needs of a student. That's where differentiation begins indeed.
I
So my
see.
superpower would be the ability to analyze and understand and see instantly the confusion of my students in their minds.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. Okay. So, Alper Hocam, think that, all right, we finished that, we finished the interview, let's say that, and you step outside your home and find a lottery ticket that ends up winning like $100 million, which is a huge amount of money. What would you do
Uh, I find it by chance, or is it for me?
for you? By
Uh,
by chance, actually, you found it.
okay, but if it's someone else's, I will just take it to the police station. If I'm not misunderstanding, if I'm not misunderstanding your question, I will just take it to the police station. But
I got
if it was for me, of course, I would donate some of the money to charities for educational purposes.
I
I
got it.
would secure my and my family's financial security. I will ensure that. And maybe I could establish a school or
Wow.
become one of the
I,
shareholders of a prominent schools or
I
prominent
see.
food chains. It's safer way to become one of the shareholders than establishing a school from zero.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I will just spend it for educational purposes, but I wouldn't stop working and teaching, of course. I wouldn't
Of
retire
course.
from life,
Of
but I
course.
would travel more, see more different cultures, and help more students. I would finance university students, bright university students, to support their education in Europe
I
and in
see.
the West, because unfortunately, university education in Turkey is not enough, and studying abroad will always open more opportunities for the students.
Exactly.
By broadening their perspective, it will broaden their perspectives and, of course, language skills. So I would provide scholarships for bright students who would like to study abroad on one condition, of course, returning and contributing to this country, because
See.
I'm strongly against the brain drain. You know, we raise students with a lot of difficulties and efforts. Then they migrate to another country for better life opportunities. So that country with zero investment benefit from most of our students, which I'm against it. That's why I
See.
would provide scholarships to bright students on condition that they return to uh, their country and contribute,
I
share what
see.
they have
Which is a
learned.
wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Hmm. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alper Hocam. Okay. So you know that I asked a lot of questions to you, and you know the time flies, and now I'm gonna ask you my last question.
Okay.
Okay, so here is the question, and the most difficult one, by the way. What is your motto?
My motto in life or as a teacher?
Both, you can say.
As a teacher, my motto is teach the student, not just the subject. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because it reminds me that my primary role is to connect with the human being, okay, in front of me and understand their needs and guide their growth. And life is more than education.
Mm-hmm.
And also, education is more than just solemn teaching.
I see.
Okay. And in life, my motto is carpe diem. You know,
I see.
time flies, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. Anything can happen to us anytime. So,
You are right.
try to enjoy your life. Try to do good things in life, not to break people's heart, and uh, not regret for doing anything or not doing anything. So this is my life motto. My education motto is like
Wonderful.
education is more than just teaching, and life is more than education.
That I
We
see.
just teach the student, not the subject. Like we're not just teaching students. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
be a role model for my students. I'm trying to enlighten their ways in their lives. I try to be a support for my students throughout their lives. For example, my former students still follow me on Instagram, still contact me on social media. I try to help them as much as I can do. Yes, I try to be my students' lifelong, lifetime guide instead
Mm-hmm.
of just a teacher.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alper. Okay, for sharing this with us, of course. Okay, and I'll ask all my questions to you and tonight. And before ending our live sessions, would you like to add anything else, or do you have any suggestions to other teachers, educators, or people you would like to say something to them?
First of all, Hajam, thank you for giving me this opportunity and inviting me to your program.
My
I'm
pleasure.
really, I'm really pleased and honored to be here. I hope the viewers, let's say, have enjoyed our talk and live interview. I've tried to express myself as openly as I can. Um, yes, I can suggest that all teachers should equip themselves with technological advancements. They should always stay up to date. They should always stay cutting edge technologies or state of the art technologies. They should always pay attention to their professional development, but on the other hand, their well-being as well. Because time flies and life goes on, and they should never forget or ignore their well-being, their personal lives, as well as their professional lives.
I see.
So that's what I can suggest and say for all
Okay,
educators.
thank you. Thank you very much, Alperjam. And I would like to say one more time, thank you very much for your suggestions, for advice, and especially want to say thank you for your time, precious one, of course, you spent it with us here tonight. That was really great for us. Okay, thank you. And Alper Duran was with us tonight with Teacher Talks 215, and we had a fruitful session with him. And as you know, that we are going to be here next week at the same time on the same day, every Monday at 9 p.m. at Turkey time, of course. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And please take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, Alper Jamford. Until the next time.
You
And
too, John.
bye bye, everybody. Bye bye, Alper Jam, and peace.
Goodbye.